Is that okay if we stand here? The camera can.
Yep.
Oh, the camera, yeah.
That's okay.
That's
Is it wide
See
enough
it,
that
yeah.
can get?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's begin. Good afternoon. We're Team Dumpling, and today we're going to share a little bit of the design work that we are currently working on. First, we want to introduce ourselves. My name is Franz.
And my name is Jiaying Hu. You can call me Kami.
And my name is Marina.
And we're visual designers that create the Team Dumplings. And we're visual designers just passionate about visual design. Today's agenda, as we present kind of the work that we're doing, first we'll share a little bit about the research that we're working on, as well as some of the takeaways that we're going to be, that we gathered in our research, as well as some of the principles that we have developed that will guide some of our designs. And then within our designs, showing kind of the solutions that we want to kind of move forward with and utilize. So first, a little bit about the research that we're doing. So about the project that we're working on, with a client named Twindo. It's a company started by Antonio Romero. And Antonio wanted to create a drive-through convenience store experience where he utilized the mobile platform to allow users to conveniently reserve your staple items. And the problem that this is trying to solve is the idea that 80% of products in stores typically remain on the shelves. What Antonio wants to do is provide users with essentials and staple items, and just to make that overall experience as easy, efficient, and convenient as possible. The main demographic that Antonio is hoping to serve are suburban families with kids between the ages of 25 to 49, and typically busy working parents. And now Marina's going to share a little bit about competitive analysis.
So we did research and we gathered material. At first we identified some possible competitors for Twindo, and we categorized them into direct competitors and indirect competitors. And we put all the data, we looked at, basically we did an exploration of their visual design, their overall brand and identity with logos, color choices, typeface choices, looked at the layout. We also looked at micro interactions and content, voice and tone, and we gathered all the data and took some takeaways. For example, with GoPuff, we noticed that there is too much going on in the screens, but that's because they actually have more than 2,000 items, but some things work really well, and for example, the few icons at the bottom navigation makes it very straightforward. And comparing to Starbucks and Instacart, we have a clearer use of white space, but there's so many icons on the bottom navigation. With 7 Now, we observed that there were inconsistencies with branding. That's because we have, in the platform, in the website, we have a logo that is very different from the logo that they normally use, and the app. And the color also is inconsistent. So we think that may reduce brand effectiveness. Now with 7 Now and Walgreens, we also observed that there are some interesting and distinctive illustrations and icons, and that may actually create a good delightful experience. And what we liked about Amazon Go was the hierarchy, a good example of easily scannable and white space, as well as zipping. We thought that this app is really minimalistic and clean and has very good hierarchy, almost to the point of being aseptic. And now Connie's going to talk about the design principles.
So based on our interview with the client and research we did, we came up with some design principle. So the first one we have is essential. So we want to keep our entire interface design in a very minimalistic and simple design and color scheme. We want our customer to be able, our user to be able to focus on the product itself on the apps to help them speed up the shopping process. And then the second one will be personal. And we want to create a design that to help people to connect and collaborate with people they knew, and to share their customized experience together. And then the third one will be memorable. So based on the principle one, we said we want to maintain our design in a minimalistic way, but we also want to create some small moment of delight, some fun small detail that people can be remembering this app and they can be sharing with their friends. They're not only sharing like it's very easy to use and convenient apps, they also share about it's a fun and clean design of the app.
Okay, so some of the initial designs that we came up with, first, in line with that first design principle of being the essential, something clean, minimal. The first idea or inspiration came from interior design and using softer colors, but then overlaying that with some bright contrasts with yellows and dark, rich, bluish purple colors as well. But all in all, having pretty clean, minimal design in this initial first style tile. Second, something more memorable. We wanted to utilize shapes and just playing with overall layout of the different items on the screen to be able to just draw the eye of a user and keep them engaged in the product. And so kind of taking that inspiration, again, we played with just different sizing of shapes, utilizing playing with the fonts and the overlays over images to really kind of draw the eye and just create an overall movement in this second design. And lastly, the client had shared an affinity to the color blue, and so we tried to pick out some design or some ideas from a second or a third mood board of this color blue evoking a calmness, as well as just being inspired by the idea of water and of just kind of an easy, simple flow, and overall we want that to be evocative of the overall experience in the app being efficient and easy as well. So again, creating something minimal, but also working around the color blue with different levels of saturation, using some color gradients as well, but just again, it's clean, it's minimal, but also elegant and kind of continues to draw the eye. Also, we worked on some sketches for different logo designs, initially starting with things that maybe were a bit literal to the idea of Twindo, playing with freshness of the produce, just different designs of windows, and then given the main demographic being the suburbs, kind of signs in the suburbs that you might find. But eventually kind of honing in on those logo designs and focusing more on things that are kind of abstract and utilizing shapes that maybe with further iteration can be played with and could possibly be the eventual design for a logo.
So taking into consideration the target audience, which are busy working parents, with my designs I intended to create mood boards and style tiles that aligned with something that is modern, but at the same time friendly and positive. So I have here my first mood board, and I convey modern and vibrant with the bold color, but also I incorporated more subtle tones. So this creates more like a family-friendly color scheme, and this is the style tile that I translated from that mood board. So here I have some drop shadows as well, and just trying to incorporate the interplay of bold and subtle colors. With the mood board too, I was digging more into the modern feel, like sort of futuristic, but also keeping it friendly, because this is based, we want to put the attention to families. So I incorporated some warmer gradients as well. And this is the style tile that translated from that. Some warmer tones combined with very geometric and also rounded shapes, so it's not so rectangular. With the third mood board, I wanted also to make it modern and friendly, but I incorporated purple. This is different shade from the competitors, and here I believe that the style tile translated a little bit of this mood, like friendliness and at the same time being modern. And for my logo sketches, I took the client's advice on what he wanted, which basically my adjectives. I used windows first as my primary inspiration, but then I abstracted, and so this one is one that I was more drawn into. It's a window, but it could actually be a box holding goods for the shoppers. And then I also picked these two because they are simple and direct, and they also they also show a window but more abstracted. I created other different logos that conveyed reliability and maybe simple and fast, but they were not as, to me, they were not good choices. So now I'm going to pass it to Penny.
So for my first mood board, my concept is bright, excitement, and relaxing. Our client did mention about he really likes blue and white color, so I try to put the blue and white combination into this mood board. So I comes out with my first version of my mood board here, and for my second version, I work on the layout a little bit, and I try to create more white space, and then also emphasize the color hierarchy. And then after that, I translated the style tile from my mood board, and I carry on the color scheme to the style tile. So the blue and white will be the primary color, and then the yellow as an accent color for the CTAs. For my mood board too, I use my concept is minimalistic, line, and calming. And this is my first version, and the color is very simple, just black and white, and then some little bit of the yellow. And for the version 2, I create more space. I add more line and some whimsical illustration to try to create some fun here. And here's the style tile, comes out from the mood board 2. And so the interface here will be black and white, and then but there's some like small details like the active icons and the illustration arms from the products, and the profile picture will bring some fun detail to this interface design. And for my third mood board is pink, soft, and fondness, because I think about our majority of our target audience, they will be like a mom with kids. So I try to keep the color in this mood board more feminine. So this is my second version. I also create more space. I clean out the background and make the image more pops up from my mood board. And then I comes out with the style tiles. I carry on the shape, like the circling soft shape to the app interface, and I also use green as the CTA accent color. So I did some logo sketches. So my main concept for my logo sketches is the window. This is the window, and then the speed and the saving time. And our client also mentioned about he want his logo to be simple and memorable. And he said he really likes Tesla's logo. So in this part, I play with the T and D and create some simple looking logo. And I also did a little bit in here, like a logo who maybe help with the pronunciation with the brand. So this is the sixth logo I picked from my logo sketches. They like more drawn to me. And I also think they might align with the brand in the past. So that's all our design. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Leave the